Tanse, Samantha, Nitiga-san, Egwa Musja Otsinia, Egwa Musja Nuigan Migwats. Hi, my name is Samantha. I'm from Moose Jaw and I currently live in Moose Jaw. I wanted to make a quick introduction video just to explain some of the things that I've been working on and to showcase the summary of my learning. So first off, a little bit about myself. Ogiskino Amagu Omania. I'm a teacher. I work in Holy Trinity Catholic School Division. I teach in high school. I'm a math teacher. But I have taught Native Studies quite a bit in the past. I'm currently taking my second degree in Indigenous Studies. So part of the reason why I'm taking this course is because of the course requirement for Indigenous Studies, but recently I've become quite passionate about language revitalization, and because of this, I was very inclined to take this course. Growing up, I only knew a few words in Cree, you know, the basics, kokum, mushum, astam if you're in trouble and you need to come quickly. But this has been a really fulfilling course for me this semester because it's so near and dear to my heart, and it's something that I can fulfill personally, as well as something that I can bring into my career. When creating my final project, I wanted to be able to not only share what I've learned with my class and my family and myself and my teacher, but I wanted to be able to create something that I could use in my school division and with my fellow teachers and my students. So what I have tried to do in the past is I've tried to do 100 Days of Cree, the book, by Neil MacLeod, and 2 times it's failed for me. The first time was because I just didn't really know how to say anything, and I didn't have the confidence, and it just fizzled out because I just didn't really know what I was doing. And then the second time was the beginning of the semester, and I tried to work with my Treaty 4 kids. It's an extracurricular club, and I was trying to get them to work on it, but I still was learning myself, and it was just a little bit too difficult to manage at that time. So what I figured is I would make a resource of 100 Days of Cree, and I would take that resource and I would put it online, and I would utilize it with as many people as I could open it up to. So different communities, different schools, any person who'd be willing to learn Cree, and we could learn together. So I began with really high hopes, thinking I could make 100 videos in a month, short couple of weeks, but that was definitely not realistic. So what I decided to focus on was quality versus quantity, and I focused on making around 20 videos at a time, because 20 videos would be about how much you could utilize in a month, 5 days a week for 4 weeks. So I'm trying to focus on doing a month's worth of 100 Days of Cree. And rather than use the book's fantastic, you should read it if you don't have it. The book goes through different themes, and it's very humorous, and it's really fantastic. But to keep it a little bit more structured, I tried to keep it on par with how we learned this course, because I think that this course was very constructive and it helped me build on my skills so that I could learn things at an appropriate pace. So I tried to utilize that, and first of all of the videos use the numbers 1 to 100 in Cree. So by the end of the 100 Days of Cree, you should know the numbers from 1 to 100. I did focus on 1 to 10 more because they're so important. I also began with different greetings and some ways to converse. My overall end goal is that people would be able to have small conversations and dialogue between each other from 100 Days of Cree. I also worked with some of the different themes of things we worked with: minimal pairs, nouns, verbs, and I of course used the Quizlets, extremely helpful throughout the course and when making my 100 Days of Cree resource. One of the main motivators I have, sorry, you can hear my dog in the background, Tim. Yeah, he's not being quiet. I'm trying really hard. It's been very frustrating. But one of the main motivators I have for making this resource, as well as taking this Cree course, is from the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, the calls to action. So under the education category, part 10, or number 10, part 4 says, We call on the federal government to draft new Aboriginal education legislations with full participation and informed consent of Aboriginal peoples. The new legislation would include a commitment to sufficient funding and would incorporate the following principles: protecting the right to Aboriginal languages, including the teaching of Aboriginal languages as a credit course. So language revitalization is so incredibly crucial to resurgence in our country. When looking more into credit courses that are offered in Saskatchewan, I found the curriculum for Neheowen, 10, 20, and 30, and I was so surprised to see that the curriculum goes back to 2008, which is actually when I graduated, so it was kind of sad that I knew that I could have benefited from that curriculum, but it's not something that was offered for me. So when looking at the grade 10 curriculum, I saw that many of the objectives are very closely related to things that we have learned in this course. So I'm hoping that in the future, this is something that I could help revitalize in my school. Maybe it is something that I'd be able to work on or help teach. Being able to tie what I've been learning this semester to my degree and my profession makes my learning so much more tangible and useful for me. So I'm posting my 100 Days of Cree videos on YouTube as well on social media for our Vanier Treaty 4 on Twitter and Instagram. If you're interested in continuing in your Cree journey with us, you can follow us there. I'm also going to use Flipgrid, which I learned from this course, which is fantastic to learn a new teaching strategy. I'm going to leave the code below in my blog. If you want to learn with us every day, I'm going to post a new thing, a new Cree word or a new Cree phrase, and you can just post yourself learning it as well. So I would love to see this connect people throughout our whole country. This has been an extremely fulfilling semester for me. Aside from learning French in elementary school, I've never learned another language, especially one that's so near and dear to my heart. So, hi, thank you for listening to my summary of learning.